Live from page 47 of the bestseller 501 CEO Apologies for Any Occasion, it's your daily dose of greasy and delicious biz nuggets.
Yeah.
That's Emma Lurking. He's Matt Moscardi. Today, in our soddened bag marked November 3rd, 2021, we talk about some creepy CEOs.
Ooh.
Emma rhymes Zillow with pillow.
Oh, rhyming.
And Nike penetrates the metaverse. All right, let's start off this week in our CEOs are awful people 2 segment. Let's start at the top with the guy who went on Saturday Night Live and seemingly used his Asperger's diagnosis to excuse himself from proper behavior befitting of a role model in the business and tech world. And before we get to his awful, can I make a quick detour? Don't you love these rhetorical questions?
I love them. Keep asking.
Here's the headline from the Financial Post. Tesla squanders some of its $300 billion gain on Elon Musk's Hertz tweets. And so we're clear here. The definition of squander is to waste money in a reckless and foolish manner. Musk's Hertz tweet was responding to Tesla's surging share price after Hertz announced it would be buying 100,000 Tesla cars. Musk said, if any of this is based on Hertz, I'd like to emphasize that no contract has been signed yet.
Ooh.
Hey, Financial Post, he's not squandering anything here. He's doing his dumb job. Maybe investors deserve to know that no contract has been signed yet.
Yeah, good on him.
Moving on to the CEOs are awful people 2 part of the story. Here's the headline. In one tweet, Elon Musk captures the everyday sexism faced by women in STEM. Last week, Musk proposed opening a school called the Texas Institute of Technology and Science.
Oh, that sounds reasonable.
That would have epic merch universally admired. For all you acronym fans, I'm going to say that school one more time. For you acronym fans only.
That's me.
The Texas Institute of Technology and Science. When someone earnestly suggested swapping technology and science so the latter came first on the premise that technological breakthroughs almost always follow scientific breakthroughs, Musk shot back, nope, T is deaf first. Why? Because if you swap the letters, the acronym would no longer be TITS. And follow the math if you're confused. Only 15% of Tesla's board and executive team is female. This is the guy you're invested in, people.
I can't figure out why a woman wouldn't join that board. That just makes no sense.
All right, moving on. Has announced that they will be laying off 25% of their employees as a result of their decision to shut down Zillow, their home buying division that has been accused of manipulating the real estate market by purchasing thousands, officially inflating the price. This is just an accusation. Mostly involved whining about how using algorithms to precise and risky while adamantly denying manipulating. As one can imagine, Zillow investors were too thrilled, and the stock price has fallen over 20% just today. Officially panicked, and they're now attempting to sell homes at a loss. It is interesting to me at a loss, but it almost sounds like they bought up a ton of attempting to slap a coat of paint on them so that they could jack. But then they did the home buying and couldn't really follow. Can't be it. Too far.
No, that's not it. I don't think that's it.
Nah.
Up next, in our CEOs are awful people too. From the company that is clearly too greasy to fail. Here's the headline. Critics slam McDonald's CEO's text message about the shooting deaths of 2 children as ignorant, racist, and unacceptable. Chicago groups have written an open letter and are planning to hold a rally outside the headquarters of McDonald's today in response to a newly revealed text message from CEO Chris Kempczinski to Chicago's mayor. In April, the McDonald's CEO sent a text message to Mayor Lori Lightfoot referring to the fatal shootings of the 7-year-old Jaslyn Adams and the 13-year-old Adam Toledo. Adams was killed in her father's car outside a Chicago area McDonald's, while Toledo, whose name Kempczinski misspelled in the text, was fatally shot by a police officer. Here's the text message. P.S. Tragic shootings in last week, both at our restaurant yesterday and with Adam Toledo. With both, the parents failed those kids, which I know is something you can't say.
Oh, I just did.
An open letter from 12 activist groups said, it's clear to us you are the one who has failed here. Your text message was ignorant, racist, and unacceptable coming from anyone, let alone the CEO of McDonald's, a company that spends big money to market to communities of color and purports to stand with black lives. The letter goes on to say McDonald's has a rotten racist culture under Kempczinski, referring to a $1 billion racial discrimination lawsuit filed by more than 50 black franchisees against the company in 2020 that alleged systematic and covert racial discrimination on McDonald's part. Kempczinski is currently on his apology tour.
Oh, I got tickets.
A couple of lines stood out to me from his first crack at an apology. First, these horrible deaths were painful for Chicago and our Mick family. Always be branding, Chris. And when I wrote this, I was thinking through my lens as a parent and reacted viscerally. Meaning, I promise I wasn't thinking through my racist lens, and I'm a dad now. So how can I be a racist?
Good question.
We've talked about this McDonald's board before. It's a classic Chicagoland board comprised largely of Chicago's favorite business people like Miles White, the CEO of Abbott Laboratories, and Richard Lenny, the chair of Conagra Brands. But this ain't no true Chicago board. Black, Latinos, and Asians make up 62% of the city, but only 25% of the McDonald's board. Start your apology tour at that bus stop, Kempczinski.
In other news, do you think Irish families are going to sue for McFamily or Scottish families? Am I Irish, Scottish, racist? I don't know. In other news, in meta news, Nike quietly filed patents for, quote, virtual shoes, among other metaverse-related items. This is not a joke. Late last week, after Facebook announced Meta Platforms, Nike filed patents to maintain trademark ownership in the virtual universe they think is coming. Items Nike hopes you'll buy in the fake world include hats, socks, pants, shirts, shorts, leggings, handbags, duffel bags, body bags, cravats, lingerie, male thongs, chainmail, space helmets, and even a virtual NFT version of a virtual Air Jordan, their flagship product. Investors aren't the only ones who are happy about this. The stock is up more than 160 basis points just today. But Nike's supply chain workers are thrilled. After real-life workers have been subjected to mass collapse of facilities at the Sabrina garment factory in Cambodia, short-shrifting 9,800 workers in Bangladesh, Cambodia, Ethiopia, and the Philippines, and of course, constant allegations of using forced Uyghur labor, finally, it'll be some dumb tech bro in Santa Clara subjected to wage discrimination, health and safety risks, and unpaid overtime while they're programming 3D holograms of shoes you can't wear in a world that doesn't exist, that your fake friends can wonder how you could afford so much fake shit. And you know, I know it's true. Look at my shirt. I'm an ESG expert. You too can be an ESG expert by going to freefloatmedia.com and clicking our merch button.
And finally,
Sneaky.
in our CEOs are awful people too, Tor. We end with this headline. Who is Glenn Youngkin? And how did he win the Virginia governor's race? Ooh, I know. He's the former co-CEO at private equity company, the Carlyle Group, and he won by spending $20 million of his own CEO fortune on the most beautiful racist dog whistle the state of Virginia has ever seen. Actually, at this point, it's just a plain old whistle when you consider Youngkin's best-known campaign pledge was to ban critical race theory in schools on day one, even though that graduate school thesis about the role of racism in American institutions has almost zero impact on K-12 classrooms. But that's for a different show. For our show, we are more concerned about the lonely corporate governance analyst laughing herself to sleep when I said co-CEO.
Yes, that's what I thought.
Hey, wake up. The show's not over.
Oh, I'm into it now.
And why does him being the CEO of anything matter? Well, let's take a quick peek at the governor-elect and former co-CEO and current race war stoker's track record at Carlyle Group. Youngkin left Carlyle in 2020. At that point, 0 of the company's 8 executive group were black. 0 of the company's 14 management committee were black.
Wow.
1 of the company's 18 leadership team was black. And 1 of the company's 12 board members were black. And that turned out to be NBA star Grant Hill's mother. Not that that particularly matters. So there you have it. It's worth pointing out that since Youngkin's departure at Carlyle just last year, there are now 2 more black directors and 1 more black person on the company's leadership team. Just saying. And before you get all hot and bothered about ESG stats, I'm just reporting the facts. Get over yourself.
Wow. And just for the record, Virginia is just under 20% black. So Youngkin's got it handled. That was Damian Rollis and Emma Lurking. I am Matt Moscardi. We are Free Float Media. Come back at us tomorrow for more Daily Biz Nugs. Goodbye.